We're going to make a venison Wellington. First off though, we need to get a nice wine. Let me see, which one do we want? We've got a nice selection. Silver Strike Cab, 2009. I think we'll roll with this one. Thank you. We're going to preheat the pan. First off, you seen that big buck that we got? Well, that's part of this tenderloin right here. We're going to sear him off real good. We're going to use some white truffle oil. The white truffle oil, it's amazing. And it's going to be great. This is going to be so good it's not even funny. Just a little bit, not even to really coat the pan. And we'll set that back down here. Then we're going to take a little bit of salt and pepper and just season that tenderloin up a little bit. I could use some herbs and stuff, but I really don't want to. We've got the white. The mushroom here is going to be the big deal. And what we want to do is just sear this. See, there we go. Get a good sear going. Now we season that side. Now we'll season the other side. Just put some salt and pepper because we got this stuff rolling. And we're going to give this a good sear because with venison, I really don't like my venison red. And I tell you what, our puff pastry that we got at the gourmet store, it's a little bit too long. So all we're going to do is just cut a little bit off, and we can use this for something else. My niece out in Kansas, Billy Joe, she would love this. And by the way, you don't have to do it with venison, of course. You can do it with the pork tenderloin. Just make sure you give it a good sear because it's got to be cooked all the way through. You can do it with a beef tenderloin, or you can even cut filet mignon, which the filet is, you got a beef tenderloin, you make cut, you make steak, it's all filet mignon. And then you can just wrap it up individual. But you still want to season it, sear it. While this is searing, what we'll go ahead and do, I've got a beaten egg here. We're just going to go around the edges, just so it all adheres, and it'll be easier to stick. Go around like that. Set this aside. Now we got a good sear on that all the way around. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to set it here and let it rest for a minute. And then we're going to add a little bit more truffle oil and keep that pan going because I want it nice and hot. A little bit more truffle oil. And then I've got some shiitake mushrooms. You could use regular button mushrooms if you want, but I really like the shiitakes. We're going to add those right in there. And that was 1 pint of the shiitakes. They come in a little box, little button mushrooms. We're going to saute this off. I've got a tablespoon of garlic and a half a tablespoon of shallot. I'm going to add that right in there. Going to let this go for a little bit. What we're making now for the Wellington is called the duxelle. Just a big fancy name. Now that our mushrooms are going good, we want to get the. I'm going to take some of this red wine and just kind of deglaze and want the flavor of that wine in there. See, it looks like it's awful wet right now, and it is, but we're just going to let it go. All the flavors are going to come out. We're going to add some pepper and some salt. And we're just going to let it roll. And we're almost there. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You guys will probably think I'm crazy, but I'm going to use this knife. I'm going to be careful. Yeah. It's almost dry. Now we're going to take our mushroom duxelle and put it right on down there. to layer it just like that. Right on that puff pastry. Then we're going to take, this is just a little piece of that tenderloin that fell. Now we'll take the tenderloin. Still looks like we didn't cut off enough puff pastry, so that's fine. What we can do is we'll just retrim it back. And this won't go to waste. We'll do something cool with it, you watch. Take that aside. So now, everybody will know that we have our deer Wellington. Now I'm going to put it in the oven, about 350 degrees, for about 20 minutes. And guess what? We'll see you back. See you later. Hey everybody, we're back. And we got the deer Wellington. Come on over and take a good look at this. Get a nice close-up. See where it says deer? That's nice. We have stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes, whole wheat bread, but I call it a Bavarian twist, sweet potato casserole, and our venison Wellington. Now, you might think, why is he changing clothes? I didn't change clothes. I made this a week ago, froze it, pulled it out yesterday, defrosted it in my refrigerator, and then baked it today. Now we're going to take a cut into it and see how it turns out, which I'm sure it's going to be excellent. Simple little cut. Look at that beautiful steam still coming out, still says deer. I'm going to take just a little piece off the end where I just have the duxelle and the puff pastry, and just take a little, there's the duxelle, money, and guess what? The adult drink for the evening. If you hear this little bird in the background, it's not a bird. It's a little Evan, little carrot top, and we're having some champagne. And guess what? You just found out how to make pork Wellington, beef Wellington, or venison Wellington, whichever you're the best with. It's that easy. It looks good. It's a great table. Enjoy it. And guess what? This is Tim, with one eye, cooking from the couch. Or so you think. You never know where I'm cooking. The whole thing is, stay thin, keep your butt off the couch. Later.